Life is not always easy to live, but the opportunity to do so is a blessing beyond comprehension. Today is another blessing from God. My respect to our provincial governor of the province of Lanao del Norte, the Honorable Imelda Quibranza de Maporo, to our schools division superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones Apolinaria, CESO 5, to our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Macesar, the two chiefs of our functional divisions of the division of Lanao del Norte, Dr. Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin of the SGOD, and OIC Chief of the CID, Dr. Mary Arlene Carino Carbonera, and to our Administrative Officer 5, Sir Armando B. Pasok, Division Office Personnel of the SGOD, CID, and OSDS, school administrators, teachers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to everyone. This is the of Handang Isip, Handa Book start with let us sing the Philippine national anthem to be followed by a prayer, the Rion Jazz March, and the Lanao del Norte hymn. Once again, a very good morning to all of us. Again, this is the launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021. At this juncture, we watch an audio-video presentation of the school simulation of distance learning and the profile of division, school cluster demographics, number of schools and enrollment, and the Oplan Balik Eskwela audio-visual presentation.
Learning must continue. Education must continue.
with me, I'll make you believe that I've got the key. Oh, so get in the car.
Ito ang Brigada Eskwela at Oplan Balik Eskwela ng Kagawaran ng Edukasyon sa Ambihan ng Mindanao. Kasama ang buong puwersa ng DepEd Normin sa pamumuno ng aming Direktor Panrehiyon Arturo Bayocot, Pangalawang Direktor Panrehiyon Victor De Grasso Jr., tagapamahala ng mga dibisyon, mga guro at magulang, mga lokal na pamahalaan at pribadong organisasyon, media at iba pang makasapi sa pagpapatupad ng mga programa ng DepEd. Kaming lahat ay handang-handa na sa pagbubukas ng pasukan ngayong Oktubre. Samahan po natin ang ating mga mag-aaral, guro at magulang sa pagbubukas ng klase at sabay-sabay nating labanan ang COVID-19 sa pamamagitan ng angkop na proteksyon, pag-ibayuhin ang ating mga programa para sa patuloy na edukasyon at harapin ang bawat hamon sa pamamagitan ng mabisang aksyon. Muli, kasama ang Kagawaran ng Edukasyon sa Ambihan ng Mindanao, ipagpatuloy natin ang edukasyon dahil laban natin ito ka-DepEd para sa bata at para sa bansa.
Kaya natin to, lakasan ng iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano't katutubo, isang hanggaring saan patungo, ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo. Balik eskwela na naman, di sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Eto di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit na cellphone at radio base, yakapin lang.
And to welcome us all in this simultaneous launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021, here is our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Macesar.
A blessed and happy Friday to all of us, DepEd Lanao del Norte family. My respects, of course, to our Provincial Governor, Governor Imelda Anguing Quebranza de Maporo, and of course to our First District Congressman, Congressman Muhammad Khalid A. Di Mapuro, our Congressman of the Second District, Congressman Abdullah Bobby Di Makuta Di Mapuro, our Vice Governor Maria Cristina N. Atay, Provincial Board members, Municipal Mayors, Federated PTA officers, and of course, not to forget our very own Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto L. Oplenaria, our two chiefs of the functional division. We have Dr. Maria Carmela T. Ablin, and of course, Dr. Mary Arlene C. Carbonera, and our AO, Sir Armando Pasok, DO personnel from the CID, SGOD, and SDO, our school heads, teachers, learners, parents, stakeholders, once again, a happy and blessed Friday to all of us. In behalf of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto L. Oplenaria, and the whole DepEd Lanao del Norte family, I welcome you all to the division launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021. The opening of classes has long been overdue, but with the onset of this COVID-19 pandemic, everything has been derailed, including the opening of classes, which for how many years was on the first Monday of June every year. With the high incidence of COVID cases and the quarantine status in most places of the country still on the MCQ or MGCQ, October 5 has been declared as the official opening of classes for school year 2020-2021. This is meaningful since this is the culmination of the month-long National Teachers Month and is also the World Teachers Day. Hence, it is with great anticipation and excitement that we await for this momentous occasion, especially in deference to the new normal, we will be adopting new learning delivery modalities. We pray and hope that we will be successful in the implementation of our new normal activities. Together, as one family in DepEd Lanao del Norte, with the able and strong support of our beloved governor, congressmen, mayors, parents, we will hold on to the traditions of the past and meet the challenges of this new normal school year in innovative and exciting ways. Let us not forget that handang isip, handang bukas. Once again, welcome everyone and God bless us all.
There you have it, friends, ladies and gentlemen, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Masesar. At this juncture, we will hear messages of support coming from our Assistant Regional Director of DepEd Region 10, Dr. Victor G. De Gracia Jr., CESO 5, and of course, from our Regional Director of DepEd Region 10, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot, CESO 3.
To everyone in this simultaneous division launching of the opening of classes. I share the great joy of our learners that classes for school year 2020-2021 opens on October 5, 2020. At last, after so much delay due to COVID-19. We are very grateful to the parents and family members, local leaders, and all other stakeholders who gave their full support for education to continue, even and especially in this extraordinary time of the pandemic. We could have made the easier choice of just postponing schooling to another school year. But in conscience, we can never do that. It is the right of every child to have quality basic education. And it is our mission as educators to protect and promote that right at all times. That's why we do everything that it takes, with all the difficulties and constraints to contend with, to ensure that education continues in this unprecedented situation. The nobility of our work as educators to constantly nurture our learners is really being put into display in this difficult time. Truly, we made a difficult choice with the inspiring leadership of our beloved Secretary, the Honorable Leonor Magtoles Briones, but it was a noble and just choice. As Robert Frost would express it, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that made all the difference. Let's hold on together and give our best in realizing quality education still at this trying time. Let's continue to shine in our work. May the good Lord bless us all as we formally begin learning this school year. Thank you.
Maayong adlaw kanatong tanan. Dinhi sa amihan ng Mindanao, ang pagpadayon sa edukasyon luwas, hapsay ug haom sa atong kasamtangang kahimtang. On October 5, we will be officially opening the school year 2020-2021. And as the opening day approaches, we are all excited, but at the same time apprehensive because of the unrelenting threats that COVID-19 poses to each one of us. That is why we in the Department of Education unceasingly conduct all our activities with utmost adherence to all the protocols prescribed by the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases and the Department of Health. We continuously facilitate health education initiatives to assure all of us that in our genuine efforts to continue education amidst the pandemic, the health and safety of our learners, teachers, officials, families, stakeholders, and the entire community are a priority. Many have doubted us, questioned us, and even mocked us about our decision to continue education in these times of pandemic, that our decisions are untimely, that we are exposing everyone to great danger, and that we will all fail. But the Department of Education, under the competent leadership of our Honorable Secretary, Leonor Magtolis Briones, is determined to pursue the future of our learners. With great optimism, hard work, and unity, we have prepared our basic education learning continuity plans to address our educational needs under the new learning landscape. Blended distance learning through the different learning delivery modalities is made available to our learners to ensure that individual needs are addressed. Even the seemingly unreached, those financially challenged, and the rest of those under difficult circumstances, our teachers have selflessly and courageously come to their needs. And we continue to explore and exhaust all other possibilities to ensure that in the delivery of quality education, in these times of education emergencies, no one will be left behind. When will this pandemic end? No one really knows. What we should realize is that this is not only about the COVID-19 pandemic. This is about any education emergencies that will haunt us along the way and how competent we are in overcoming them. This is about learning from our present experience and becoming vigilant against any challenges that will confront us from now on. This is about our learners and how committed we are in building their future. But we are Department of Education, tested by time, tested by experience. All together, we will win these battles. Sa kasalukuyan, ating alalahanin angkop na proteksyon, patuloy na edukasyon, mabisang aksyon. Ito ang ating tugon sa mapaghamong pandemya na dulot ng COVID-19. Marami pong salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Ako na, okay na.
Thank you so much, Dr. Victor G. De Gracia Jr., our Assistant Regional Director, and Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot Ceso III, our Regional Director of DepEd Region 10. And now, we have this privilege to listen to a message coming from our dedicated and goal-oriented Provincial Governor of the Province of Lanao del Norte. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Imelda Anguing Quebranza de Maporo.
Mayong adlaw sa tanan. As we start this school year, let us express our earnest gratitude to our Holy Creator for guiding our national officials led by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte in managing this COVID-19 pandemic and protecting the safety and health of the Filipino people. The determination of Secretary Leonor M. Briones in finding ways to continue the learning of our students amidst the COVID-19 pandemic signifies the importance of education, especially to the youth, the future of our beloved country, and that is the reason why the President always gives his time to listen when Secretary Briones provides updates in their meetings. And the day has come that we will kick off the opening of classes for the school year 2020-2021. A number of strategies and methods were adopted in consideration of the students' accessibility to different learning modalities. Education is important, so as health. And that is the challenge that President Duterte, Secretary Briones, and the members of the IATF have been finding solutions to balance these two fundamental components of human capital. We have been battling this pandemic for months now, though Metro Manila is making progress in the decline of COVID-19 cases. However, in some areas, cases are sprawling. One of the possible contributing factors in the increase is that residents in the National Capital Region that are originally from the provinces are coming home, including the locally stranded individuals and returning overseas Filipinos. And as governor of the province of Lanao del Norte, I have to accept them to be with their loved ones in these challenging times, provided that they should and must coordinate with the provincial government through our incident management team and their respective municipal government, and equally important, abide with local health protocol established in the province to ensure the safety and health of the general public. I am optimistic that we can overcome this public health crisis as long as we continue to work together in creating a cohesive and responsive approach in defeating COVID-19 and safeguarding the health of the people. The fight against COVID-19 is not only for the selected few. This is all our fight. COVID-19 does not discriminate. Dili ni mamili. Itatanan, pwede takdan, aning sakita. And for now, until such time vaccines are created, the only tool we have in defeating and denying its proliferation is by following the minimum health standards, by wearing a face mask, observe social or physical distancing, regularly wash hands with soap or sanitize with 70% alcohol, and when in public transport vehicle or attending meetings in small places, please wear a face shield to protect yourself and the people around you. This is the new normal. We have to protect ourselves, to protect our loved ones. We should not put our guards down, for this enemy might be in front of us. Let us make it a habit by consciously practicing the minimum health standards and not by complacent, for this enemy is invisible. As the theme of the year celebration suggests, handang isip, handa bukas, is perfect to describe the preparations made for the smooth implementation of the program and educating ourselves, the procedures, including the role of its participant in this important endeavor, the school heads, the teachers, the parents, and the learners. The provincial government of Lanao del Norte has always been and remains to be committed to support the programs, projects, and activities of the Department of Education in the province under the active supervision of the Schools Division Superintendent Edalberto L. Oplinaria. The COVID-19 brings out the creativity and innovativeness of the Filipino people, especially in giving importance to education and health. Before I end, allow me to congratulate the Regional Director of the Department of Education 10, Dr. Arturo Bibayokot, and Assistant Regional Director Victor G. De Garcia Jr. for working hard to implement this program in Northern Mindanao. And to our Provincial Director, Alberto L. Plinaria, for actively leading the charge here in Lanao del Norte, together with Assistant Superintendent Rosemary T. Masisar, the school heads, teachers, the parents, and the learners, to which the national government greatly considers the importance of preparing and guiding them towards a better and a brighter tomorrow. Once again, congratulations to the family of the Department of Education under the leadership of Secretary Leonor M. Briones for gaining the support of President Duterte to ensure that education will continue amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Daghang salamat, God bless us all, and together we will heal as one.
Yay! Thank you, Gob. Salamat tayo. Good morning.
There you have it, friends, ladies and gentlemen, atong pinalanggang gobernador sa probinsya sa Lanao del Norte, the Honorable Imelda Anguing Quebranza de Mapuro. Thank you so much, Madam, for being with us in our virtual launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021. Daghang salamat, Madam. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will hear an inspirational message coming from our leader of the Department of Education Division of Lanao del Norte, a man of great passion in his service to the department and a man of action. Ladies and gentlemen, our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones Oplinaria, CESO 5.
Thank you very much, Giovanni. My due respect to our Honorable Provincial Governor of the Province of Lanao del Norte, Governor Imelda Quebranza de Mapuro. Madam, good morning. Salamat kayo, Gob. Salamat sa imong pag-uban na mo Buntaga. Also, my warm greetings to the two congressmen of our province, Congressman Abdullah Babi de Mapuro, Congressman Khalid Quebranza de Mapuro, our Vice Governor, the Honorable Maria Cristina Navarro Atay, members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, all mayors of the municipalities of Lanao del Norte, our Regional Director, Arturo Bayucot, our Assistant Regional Director, Victor De Gracia, our officials of the Federated PTA of the Province of Lanao del Norte, our very own Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Rosemary Masizar, our Chief of the Curriculum Implementation Division, Dr. Mary Arlene Carbonera, our Chief of the School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Maricar Tumpong Ablin, all public schools district supervisors or education program supervisors, all personnel of the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, and all visitors and guests. Of course, we should not forget to greet also our Honorable Secretary, the Honorable Leonor Magtoris Biones, and the secretaries will be giving their message of support later. And to everyone, good morning. Today, we are going to write a new episode in the annals of our history as a division, the Division of Lanao del Norte. We are going to start the school year under a new condition, totally different from what we have been used to, simply because we are still suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic. It is something that we have never imagined or expected to affect the education sector. Nonetheless, we tried our best to mitigate its effects by doubling our efforts to prepare and take on the brunt with positive outlook. In the process, we have felt the hardships, challenges, confusion brought about by the situation. Sometimes, to be honest with you, there are times that I am discouraged. But thanks to the support of the Honorable Governor Imelda Quebranza de Mapuro our two congressmen, Congressman Bobby Di Mapuro and Congressman Khalid Quebranza Di Mapuro, and the entire provincial government of the province of Lanao del Norte, I have regained my strength to continue the fight. I am also thankful to the support of our provincial governor for having allowed DepEd Lanao del Norte its request to realign funds from the Special Education Fund. The funds will realign to focus on the printing of self-learning modules to a tune of 16 million. With that, we have earned that indebtedness deeply in our hearts, that had it not for the support of our governor, we will find it hard to mitigate the situation brought about by COVID-19 in the province of Lanao del Norte. Another thing that boosted me up are the untiring efforts by all of you, from our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, ESDS Rules Masisar, our Officer in Charge of the Curriculum Implementation Division, our Chief, Dr. Mary Arlene Carbonera, our SGUD Chief, Maricar Ablin, all OSDS personnel, with our Administrative Officer, Mr. Armando Pasok, our Personnel Officer, Mr. Warnie Edria, our Records Officer, Ms. Bibi Macapobre, our Cashier, Ms. Maria Mapandi, now represented by IUB, our Budget Officer, Inday Padayhag, and our Accountant, Mr. Thor Ardon, and all personnel from the USDS. With all your untiring efforts, thank you so much. You have really boosted my morale. You have boosted my strength. Your support and cooperation have been sufficient enough to inspire me. Now it's my turn to inspire all of you, and hopefully I will be able to do it. First, I will try to make you simply inspired and happy today. On October 5, World Teachers Day, we will be able to receive our Teachers Day incentive of 1,000 pesos each. On November 15, we'll be having our year-end bonus and cash gift. That is our basic pay, basic salary, plus 5,000 each. On December 15, we expect to receive our productivity enhancement bonus of 5,000 pesos each. We will also inform that all of you will receive medical allowance of 500 pesos each. With all these incentives and benefits, we expect there might be coming by December, and I think that will be enough to make you happy as of today. We also received today, just this morning, we also received mass from our Honorable Governor Imelda Quebranza Di Mapuro to be distributed to all division personnel. With that, thank you very much, Governor. Salamat kayo sa mass. Ako ning ipag-apod-apod karon sa atong mga empleyado sa DepEd, Lanao del Norte. I know, malipay na ni silang tanan kay medical mask imong gihatag sa amo diri na mahalon di intawon po ang uban lisod pod ani upalit, but with your benevolence, salamat kaayo Gov, makatabang na ni sa amo sa continue nga pagtrabaho. Salamat gid kaayo. The mask will be distributed today by our nurses and all employees in the office. Expect that you will receive. That's from our Honorable Provincial Governor Imelda Quebranza Di Mapuro. Also, there are events that will help us to be inspired today also, which details our recent victories. And I am honored to inform our provincial governor and the entire provincial government of Lanao del Norte that presently, Lanao del Norte is the top notcher of all the 14 divisions of Region 10 to have 9 teachers who qualifies to the National Screening Committee as National Teacher Broadcasters, meaning 9 teachers from Lanao del Norte, 4 of them are Maranao teachers, okay? And they will be seen as teachers, model teachers, to give the lessons to all the learners of the entire country. So whole Philippines ang leksyonan sa atong mga teacher gikan sa Lanao del Norte kay mipasar sila sa national qualification sa screening committee. And I'm so proud of that. Kay just imagine of the entire country ang mga teachers nga model teachers gikan sa Lanao del Norte, siyam kabuok diha, 9 of them meaning it's a message that will tell that we in Lanao del Norte have really that standard, that national standard of being a teacher, a good teacher, an excellent teacher at that. Also, we are also honored to be informed by the Office of the Secretary that we have also one teacher who qualifies as National Illustrator. Kanang siya drawing sa atong mga libro, sa atong mga modules. And this is Mr. Wondrin Patigayon from Digo Patigayon National High School. We have also our national composer, a teacher who qualifies as one of the national composers for DepEd National Office, and he is from Kapatagan Central Elementary School, and the person of Mr. Darwin Y. Bawaan. Also, I am honored to read the names of those teachers who qualifies as national teacher broadcasters. First, we have Kezia Ann L. Prosianos of Lalan National High School. Also, we have Pamela R. Amor from Puuna Piagapo Central Integrated School. We have Daisy Pearl Boca from Tubod Central Elementary School. We have Aliza Tiburon from Mucas Elementary School. We have Jollibee Humawan from Pedro B. Liwanag Elementary School. We have Grace Galon from Libertad Elementary School. We have Siti Aina Makakiling from Daduan Elementary School. We have Sharon May Nietes from Butadon Elementary School. And Mr. Markwell Villacura from Tubod Central Elementary School. Truly, these teachers have brought us a new pride for Lanao del Norte. We are so proud of them. Those are some of the latest achievements that we have as a division in Lanao del Norte. And with this opening of school year 2020-2021, under a new normal, and with new learning modalities, and this is the first time that we have to make use of these learning modalities in the entire country, we hope that we'll be able to deliver what we need to deliver to our learners in the entire province. Once again, while we suffered confusion, hardship, and challenges because of this COVID-19 pandemic, the support from our provincial government, headed by Honorable Provincial Governor Imelda Quebranza de Mapuro, the support of our two congressmen, Congressman Pabi de Mapuro and Congressman Cali de Mapuro, with the entire officialdom of the province of Lanao del Norte, with Vice Governor Maria Cristina Atay, our officials of the Federated PTA of the province of Lanao del Norte, and with all the support of our officials, stakeholders, will be able to deliver basic quality education to our children in the entire province. My dear friends, with this, I am personally indebted to our provincial officials, to all of you, personnel of DepEd Lanao del Norte, our school heads, elementary and secondary, and most of all, our frontliners in the field of education, our dear teachers in the field. To all of you, let us not be discouraged. Let's give our best to serve our young children in Lanao del Norte. Handang isip, handang bukas, so our theme goes. Wish you luck, and again, good morning to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Edilberto Leones Oplinaria, the school's division superintendent of the division of Lanao del Norte. We might have faced gaps and challenges, sir, but we were able to come up with a clear set of interventions to be able to address the challenges of this new normal, this distance learning, because of your leadership, sir. Mabuhay po kayo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be briefed with all the updates on preparations from the field. Let us all watch this audio-video presentation. And now, friends, ladies and gentlemen, we will see some photos of our teacher Stanley Botalid of Barangay Tipolo, Kapatagan, Lanao del Norte, who has gone viral after he was seen carrying the modules carefully placed in a basin so that they will not get wet. So he crossed the rivers just to reach his students. So we can see teacher Stanley Botalid went out of his way to reach the students of Barangay Tipolo, Kapatagan, Lanao del Norte. And now, friends, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, I'm giving you back our school's division superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones of Linaria.
Thank you very much, Jom. And I have to be back, my dear friends, my dear teachers, school heads, and officials of DepEd Lanao del Norte, and of course, our officials from the provincial government, headed by our provincial governor, Imelda Quebranza de Maporo, because I have also to inform you another information that has reached my office. And first of all is we would like to give special recognition to all the teachers who have really accepted the challenge in delivering the self-learning modules to our children situated in different places of our province. First of which is the teacher from Kapatagan, teacher Stanley Fuentes. Teacher Stanley was able to capture the national attention as one television network was able to feature him in a news item because simply because his efforts were extraordinary. He was able to cross rivers, then climb up mountains, and then suffer the weight of the one box of self-learning modules, being to carry it and walk just to bring that to the children. With that, I really admire you, Teacher Stanley. Also, I would like to inform each and everyone that we also were able to capture the attention of our central office for having selected our national production team. Our national production team for Team Pamilya Amor of Buona Piagapo Central Integrated School are the following. As teacher broadcaster, Teacher Pamela, her national production team are the following. Our very own cameraman, video editor, the pride of Lanao del Norte, Mr. Earl M. Toliro of Kapatagan National High School. Also, we have the soundman, video editor, Mr. Cliff L. Waring from Samburon Integrated School. You can see that the national production team is a mix of teachers from different schools in the province. Our illustrator, of course, our very own Wondrin is Patigayon of Digo Patigayon National High School. Our video editor, Renanti A. Daison from Baranding Central Elementary School. Our floor director, Kisia Ann L. Prosianos, another qualifier as a national teacher broadcaster from Lala National High School. Also, we have our language editor, Juna Glisitisuiko from Lala National High School. Thank you, ma'am. Then content editor, Julie Maruhom of Tubod Central Elementary School. We have our HMUA, Lorna Dalidig of Lala National High School. Our teleprompter, Grace B. Gansanya of Kapatagan National High School. We have our QA, Quality Assurance, Maria Iba Isidon. Our education program supervisor in English. My salute to you, Eva. Then, of course, our education program supervisor in science, Dr. Bilin Pastillada. Thank you very much, Ma'am Bilin. And I am informing everyone that the national production team works until sometimes 2 a.m. Magkadlaw na sila mahuman just to produce videos for our children. And you know what? Our children are not the only learners to be benefited by their efforts, but the entire country as well. With that, it is truly a source of pride for the Division of Lanao del Norte for the Province of Lanao del Norte. Thank you, and once again, mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you so much, sir. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones Oplinaria. At this time, we will all be informed of the necessary health and safety protocols from our Division Nurse 2, Ma'am Catherine Gay A. Putis.
A nurse in the Division of Lanao del Norte, and I am representing the School Health Section. For today, I will be presenting the health and safety protocols to be strictly and religiously followed among DepEd schools and offices, and even at home, as they are at this point, they are considered as our classroom extension. Okay, so it has been said by Buddha that to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. As a background, coronaviruses are a large family of viruses causing respiratory illness ranging from the common cold to more serious infections. And symptoms could be fever, cough, respiratory symptoms, shortness of breath, and difficulty of breathing. Now, as an update, in the province of Lanao del Norte, as of September 26, 2020, we have a total of 141 confirmed cases. And fortunately, we already have 354 recovered patients. We had confirmed 3 cases of death, and at this point, we already have 159 local transmission. In the division of Lanao del Norte, DepEd LBN, as of October 1, we already have we are having 10 active cases of teachers, 1 non-teaching, and 2 learners. All of them are in our COVID-19 isolation facility in our province. And these people are going to be your partners in health. So they are my colleagues in the school health section. And all of these health and safety protocols are anchored in DepEd Order number 14 series of 2020. DepEd required health standards in accordance to the DOH for COVID-19 mitigation objectives, which are as follows. First, to increase physical and mental resilience. Second, to reduce transmission. Third, to reduce contact. And fourth, to reduce duration of infection. Now, in compliance to DepEd Order number 14, series of 2020, titled Guidelines on the Required Health Standards in Basic Education Offices and Schools, as guided by the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, and the Department of Health's Guidelines on the Risk-Based Public Health Standards for COVID-19 Mitigation, otherwise known as DOH Administrative Order number 2020-0015, all teaching and non-teaching personnel are directed to abide by the DepEd required health standards with its framework mainly composed of 4 COVID-19 mitigation objectives, which are, again, to increase physical and mental resilience, to reduce transmission, to reduce contact, and to reduce duration of infection. And for this, all teaching and non-teaching personnel are to practice the following. First, practice physical distancing of at least 1 meter apart at all times. Why? Because it has been said that the virus can travel as far as 1 meter. So at least if 1 meter apart with that, we can say that at least we are safe with that kanang theory nga it can travel as far as 1 meter. Second, we need to perform proper hand washing with soap and water at a readily available hand washing facility near the entrance gate. Also, frequent hand hygiene using an alcohol-based disinfectant is encouraged at all times. Teachers, educators are also, it would be good for us if we also encourage our parents, the parents of our learners at their homes, to practice proper hand washing at all times, of course, with soap and water. Having your hands wet with just the water alone is not the proper way of hand washing. So we need to wash our hands properly. And then third, we need to strictly follow proper coughing and sneezing etiquette through the use of tissue or inner portion of elbow to cover nose and mouth na naman. Because para ma-prevent ang pag-travel nga mas layo sa virus inig hatching nato or inig ubo. And then fourth, we need to properly wear face masks at all times. Covering just your nose or just your mouth or having the face mask nakalodge dira lang sa atong suwang is not the proper way of wearing our face masks. So we need to practice wearing it properly. And then next, we need to regularly disinfect schools and offices based on the approved schedule organized by the COVID-19 task force of each school or office. Also, we can make it a habit na kanang, for example, inig-abot na to sa schools, I'm talking about the teachers and the kanang employees, we can like wipe our kanang tables baron or the frequently touched objects like our pens, the doorknobs. Pwede na to siya i-regularly disinfect every day. Ato siyang trapuhan. And then, next, we need to, for the teachers and nurses, we need to closely monitor the health of students by the time face-to-face classes are allowed. So meanwhile, nga dili pa ta maka face-to-face, we can, teachers and nurses can of course kanang mangutana sa mga students kung kumusta atong mga students at home. And then, next, we need to disallow students, teachers, and personnel who will be detected as having respiratory symptoms from entering the school premises and have their case referred to your school nurse. Kay ang school nurse na ang mag-process for proper referral to our respective rural health unit. And then, of course, next, we need to promote healthy lifestyle and safe environment through OK or Oplan Kalusugan sa DepEd 6 flagship programs implementation. And then these 6 flagship programs implementation includes the SBFP or the karon ang gina-implement nato is ang milk feeding ug ang nutritious food product. And then we also have the NDEP or the National Drug Education Program. We have the mental health, the adolescent reproductive health, the WASH in school or the WINS program, and then 6, the nursing and dental services. Next, we need to log in guests for the needed basic information and body thermal scanning results for proper documentation. This is very much useful should there be kanang tracing or contact tracing nga kailangan himuon sa ato ang mga RHU. And then also we need to check the body temperature at the entrance gates with the checking authority or our school guards, for example. wearing proper protective face masks and face shields. And then next, we need to properly dispose all used face masks and tissue in the designated trash bins. And then for the nurses, we need to provide relevant and properly communicated necessary health education when needed. We all know that we nurses do not only accommodate health concerns na related sa COVID, because more than COVID na apay daghang sakit or illnesses na pwede ma-encounter sa mga teachers nga nasa schools, especially that we are taxed with workloads this time. So, basin ang uban, sakitan baka og tiyan simbako. So, we can refer to our nurses for proper health education. Mga ingon ana nga mga cases. And then, next, for the nurses, we need to provide and reiterate when needed the health and safety protocols to the teachers of their assigned schools and districts. Kani this time focused sa COVID. And in summary, what to avoid? So we need to avoid these 3 CCC: crowded places, confined spaces, and close conversation. And also, we need to do the 3 W's: wash hands properly, wear masks properly, and watch our distance. To end this, let me share this quote from Dalai Lama. We human beings are social beings. We come into the world as the result of others' actions. We survive here in dependence on others. Whether we like it or not, there is hardly a moment of our lives when we do not benefit from others' activities. For this reason, it is hardly surprising that most of our happiness arises in the context of our relationship with others. Thank you, and I wish us all a healthier and safer place to thrive. Again, this is Catherine Gay Putis from the School Health Section, and I wish us all a healthy morning.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Catherine Gay A. Putis, our Division Nurse 2 of the Division of Lanao del Norte.
Very nice.
And now let's get to know the modalities that we're using in our new normal of education. And those are the modular learning and blended learning, to be presented by a teacher coming from Tubud Central Elementary School. Let's all welcome Ma'am Perlin Joy O. Tingkang.
The COVID-19 pandemic is definitely a health issue. The severe short-term disruption has been felt by all families and has greatly affected the education system, not just in our country, but in the whole world. The crisis crystallizes the dilemma we are facing: whether to forego opening of classes this school year, reducing contact, saving lives, or keep schools open within the usual opening as provided by law and face a great challenge.
Madam Saka.
Lagi mo po og home weekly learning kan inday.
Ma'am, saan man na mo pag-eskwela nga pandemic man? Ma'am, saan man na pag-eskwela man? Di man makagas mga bata.
Are you worried about how to go to school in the span of this pandemic? Are you troubled on how to learn your lessons at your grade level while staying at home? Well, worry no more. Despite these challenges that face our education system nowadays, Tubu Tubud Central Elementary School under the Division of Lanao del Norte, headed by Dr. Amelita S. Bagol, together with assistant school principals, Sir Pantaleon C. Velasquez and Mrs. Hideliza M. Velez, is committed to the delivery of learning and bring you the education you deserve while staying at the comfort of your homes. Welcome to Tubud Central Elementary School Learning Delivery Modalities. To carry out the implementation of the learning continuity plan well, teachers were gathered through online and face-to-face conferences to join unforeseen challenges and hindering factors. Series of block sessions were done to provide avenue for teachers to air out their concerns on their respective advisories and subjects. Moreover, an online teaching training was done in one of these block sessions to prepare teachers to teach in an online environment in a way that is still interactive and engaging. A class program is crafted through the help of the teachers with the learner's interest in mind. Self-learning modules aren't enough for learners to learn from. They need supplemental tools such as video, audio, and manipulative materials. Thus, the school initiated to prepare learning packages along with SLMs. To better serve the learners, parents were oriented on how to facilitate learning in their homes as secondary teachers in this pandemic. The main reason why classes aren't face-to-face in this pandemic is the observance of health protocols. Hence, in the conduct of the delivery of the learning modalities, people are required to wear masks and face shields appropriately. Their temperature will also be checked upon entering the school. Food baths and alcohol dispensers are also placed around the school premises. Working day advance distribution a week before the implementation was made. number 1. This is our first activity. Okay? Okay, Sean, please read and answer. Can you please read first the directions?
The word in the column determining forward order of
Okay, so a poet is what? A writer of or an author of a poem. Very good, Sean. And with that, I give you my barangay club. Okay.
Yes, unang-una, pasalamat ko kay ang school naghatag yung option for online learning. Dili tanan nga school nag-offer sa online learning. Para nako, it is the most practical, pinaka-practical na option para nako ang online learning. As a full-time working mother, dili jud ko ka-assure nga matadloan ako siya. So sa online learning pod, ako nakita nga the same lang siya sa classroom setting. Only that, dili siya face-to-face. Ang buhaton sa bata is through Zoom meeting. So mas pabor sa kay na teacher nga mag-discuss sa iyang lesson for the day.
Do you know what letter is this? Yes. Very good. This is letter M.
Ubo sa tanong.
Karon, ang ginagawa ng aming mga bulkan. Linya sa mga bukid. Patak. Bungtod.
Ang among TV connected sa Pangilby cable mao nalipay kayo ko og dako nga ang Dipid Lanao del Norte mi-adapt sa television based instruction tungod kay makita sa TV ang mga lesson sa mga bata. Maka-interact pod ang akong anak kung naay pangutana ang maestra sa video lesson. Makapaminaw pod og tarong ang akong anak while na-discuss ang maestra.
Digital video with self-learning module ang napili nako nga modality para sa akong anak. Tungod kay unang-una, para nako okay raman pud ang digital video. Tungod kay dili siya boring para sa mga bata. Then anytime pod nga dili niya masabtan ang questions, pwede ra niya nga i-review.
Mabuti kung may laman ang inyong mga tiyan upang maging alerto ang inyong mga pag-iisip.
Dako kayo og ikatabang sa radio-based instruction sa atong modalities karon tungod kay pinaagi niini mahatagan nato ang kayunan nga pagpanambo sa ilang abilidad sa pagpaminaw o listening skill gamit sa radio-based. Magiyahan ang akong mga anak o unsay angayan buhaton pag-answer sa ilang module, pagpaminaw sila sa piagi sa instruction.
Okay, 4. Okay, you draw 10 hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mana. Sige, mananata sa imuhang. Oh, sige, may I see. Tanawan ako, Bi. Dayon, kinsa may ka-answer, ani? Ako. Kinsa ka sulat sa ngalan? Ako. Ay, ikaw po. Very good. Dayon, what's your name?
Red.
Bim. Kani uban pa. Tanawan ako. Si Mama ang nag-assist sa pag-answer. Very good, Mama. Ana, tudid i-guide ang bata.
Undergoing the same process during the distribution, parents return the SLMs in the school. In order to establish health and safety protocols and ensure the safety of both teachers and learners, the conduct of disinfection of ESLMs was done.
Ang kaayuhan aning online class kay makapangutana ka sa teacher mismo kung naa kay dili masabtan sa leksyon. Dayon mahanas ang akong paggamit sa laptop.
Ganahan ako sa digital video tungkol kay dili ra siya boring. Ug nga ako'y lisdan, pwede rin ako siya mabalik o ma-review.
Nalipay ko dako nga naay video lesson sa TV. Akong nakatunan pagbasa ng tama o pagsunod sa vowel sound.
Dako kaayo akong pasalamat sa radio-based instruction or RBI tungod kay napasayon ang pag-answer sa akong module.
So I would like to congratulate to Bod Central School and the Division of Lanao del Norte for taking it religiously head-on in terms of the dry run.
That's our teacher from Tubud Central Elementary School, Ma'am Perlin Joy O. Tingkang. And now let's get to know another modality, that is the TV and radio-based instruction from our teacher of Kapatagan Central Elementary School. Let's all welcome Ma'am Mercel Marie T. Aricania.
Education is the foundation upon which we build our future. Hence, we could not afford to lose track. Despite of COVID-19 pandemic, education must continue. Sulong Edukalidad. Kapatagan East Central School is a public school located at Poblacion Kapatagan, Lanao del Norte, with the school ID number 126993, under the Kapatagan Central District, headed by the school principal, Ma'am Grace M. Deloria. Kapatagan East Central School is an educational institution committed in bringing quality education across all boundaries. We believe that no child shall be left behind in these pandemic times. Thus, Kapatagan East Central School is an institution where pupils, teachers, parents, and external stakeholders are helping one another in achieving quality education. This pandemic brings a great challenge to our education at present. The old normal ways of teaching and learning was prohibited, and now we are to embrace the new normal way. Secretary Briones said, education must continue. So, we the teachers, pupils, parents, and stakeholders of the school take the challenge. Last September 14 to 18, 2020, Kapatagan East Central School participated in the division-wide dry run implementation on Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, wherein all the learning modalities were tested for its effectiveness.
Kapatagan East Central School and other schools in the municipality of Kapatagan are blessed to have the BYB FM 105.3 because we have a radio station that offers an airtime slots to air the recorded RBI lessons for our learners. Since the airtime slots offered are limited, we prioritize the learners in the K-Stage 1, which are the kinder to grade 3 learners. This is because most of the learners in this stage are not independent learners. So, we are indeed thankful to the local government unit of Kapatagan, headed by Mayor Barry Y. Baguio, for the free airtime slots, and Sir Ferdy Estabas for the assistance.
In order to successfully implement the radio-based instruction in our school, these are the things we have undertaken. First, planning and preparation took place. SBS Adalberto Oplinaria communicated with the municipal mayor, Honorable Barry Y. Baguio, for his approval. And luckily, the mayor had given 3 hours of airtime slots. Education Program Specialist Dr. Maria Eva S. Don, in charge of the RBI implementation in the division, crafted the schedule of the subjects to be aired. Then the ICT teachers gathered in the school last September 11 to 13, 2020 for the collecting of the RBI recorded lessons to be used in the dry run. After collecting and saving the RBI lessons, Sir Janway Compassion brought the saved RBI lessons to Sir Ferdy Estabas, the radio announcer and station manager. Then the teachers informed the parents of their learners of the schedule of the RBI lessons. Finally, on September 14, 2020, the RBI lessons aired on the radio station DXBB BYB FM 15.3. Learners in the K-Stage 1 are the priority of the RBI, following this radio lesson schedule. Our learners enjoyed learning their printed self-learning module along with the RBI backup modality.
Hatagan tika o usa ka minuto sa pagbuhat ni ini. Ang bata ang imong edad nga gisulat sa imong ginikanan.
Pupils' progress was monitored by their teachers through phone call and text, video call and chat, and home visitation. Then feedbacking followed. Feedbacking is very important to know the effectiveness and efficiency of our work or task. Feedbacking is done in order to correct the lapses and improve the system of delivery of education to the learners.
Isa ka ginikanan. Para sa ako, ang advantage sa paggamit sa radyo kay mas nindot siya kay mapaminaw gyapon sa mga bata ang lesson nga naa sa module. Para sa kuha, ang disadvantage sa paggamit sa radyo kay dili man gud nato siya mabalik-balik ug paminaw sa itong mga anak kay isa ra siya ka paghuman wala na. Then para sa kuha, mas nindot jud siguro nga mag-provide og USB para dito nato ipaminawon ang mga bata sa lesson dayon mabalik-balik man gud ang USB.
Payong buntag ang isip ko sa kaginikanan an unsay akong ika-istorya gamit ang RBI o ang modular learning.
Bakit sa ako ang sama kaya try man mo kaya nakasapot ang bata okay din siya pero sa ako ang side ma'am nga ako negosyante then everyday alakudsom ako na ko sa akong tindahan. So, di ko pa-monitor sa time nga para sa iyaka nga maminaw sa radyo.
Pero, sa paggamit ko sa RBI, unsa man ko ang maayong nakatunan sa mga bata ako kasi maayong nakatunan gamit ang RBI?
Na siya makatunan mo, then ma-explain o makasapot siya kanang nagamit ang module at the same time maminaw sa radyo.
Salamat an sa inyong maayong tubag.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning. Kumusta man ka, anak? Okay. So, sa paggamit mo sa radio, o paggamit mo din mo sa module, naka-answer ba ka? Maayo ba ang inyong pag-answer? Bisan pag wala ang inyong mama? Dayon, kung wala ang inyong mama, maka-answer dito gamit ang module? Dili ka maka-answer? Kung wala imong mama, kaya may radio. Maka-answer ka. Ganahan na ba ka nga na-radio nga imong magipaminaw? Naman. Para makasabot ka. So, sa ato pa, sa paggamit din mo sa radio, pag naapo kayo module, nakasabot din ka sa lesson. Maayo ra ba di ay ang paggamit sa radio? Okay. Dagang kayo salamat, Tia, sa inyong naansiran ba ni mo, Tia, ang mga module gamit ang radio? Bisan wala ang inyong mama? So, sa ako pa, ba't hindi ikatabang ang radio? Ano nga? Okay? Nasabtan mo? Nasabtan mo gamit ang radio? So, ang tanong nga module, inyong naansiran yun. Okay. Salamat kay Tia. Kaya, kayo na ba ang kanan na naa sa module? O naabot kay hindi kayo nasabtan? Okay, sa bagong salamat. Kung saan nga mga subject ang lisod-lisod o Tia? Na ay mga subject na taas tayo? Ang health. Ayan, taas tayo. Salamat kuya.
This 5-day dry run was a successful one. This is because of the cooperation among teachers, pupils, parents, and external stakeholders. This only showed that despite of the health crisis we are facing now, quality education can still be achieved, and the challenge of embracing the new normal way of education is embraced and accepted. Aim high, soar high, shine kicks!
Thank you so much, Ma'am Mercel Marie Aricania of Kapatagan East Central School. Psychological support and mental health awareness are integral parts of our response to this pandemic. To help us understand why we need to heal the psychological wounds and why we need to rebuild social structures out of this pandemic, here is our education program specialist too of the social networking and mobilization, Sir Daniel L. De Luna Jr.
Hi everyone, this is Daniel, and I would like to give you an update on the mental health and psychosocial support services by the Division of Lanao del Norte. Right from the start of the pandemic, the Division of Lanao del Norte strengthens its partnership initiatives through the social mobilization and network. We have successfully tapped Save the Children Philippines to facilitate a remote psychological first aid training for our teachers and personnel. The first batch took place on June 19, 2020, and there are 1,751 teachers and personnel participated in the online training via Zoom. The second batch took place on July 20, 2020, and there are 1,601 teachers and personnel participating. The third batch took place on August 6, 2020, and there are 1,400 teachers and personnel participated. This will bring us into a total of 4,752 teachers and personnel benefited from the division-initiated online psychological first aid. We have also benefited from the online training initiated by DepEd Region 10. As an alternative, the School Governance and Operations Division, through the Health and Nutrition Section, in cooperation with DRRM LDN, have successfully crafted an online PFA training that is very unique for Lanao del Norte learners. The Division of Lanao del Norte is also compliant with all the issuances by the DRRMS, hereby complying all the online PFA trainings by DRRMS. The printing and distribution of MHPSS materials is indeed a success for the Division of Lanao del Norte. As of now, we have printed more than 50,000 copies of MHPSS materials for learners with no access to internet, TV, and other gadgets. From DRRM office, this has been Daniel De Luna. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sir Daniel L. De Luna Jr., Education Program Specialist 2 of the Social Mobilization and Networking section of the SGOD. Local government units' support to public basic education has been sustainable and feasible for many, many years. Here in the division of Lanao del Norte, we greatly consider the LGU as our major partner in the delivery of basic education services. To brief us of the preparation of the local government unit, here is our mayor of the municipality of Kauswagan. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Romel Cagoko Arnado.
Thank you so much, MC. First of all, my buntag, Nina Governor Angging, and my buntag po, Division Superintendent Eddie Plinaria. And
Good morning. Good morning, Mayor. Good morning. Salamat kayo.
You're very welcome, Ed. Buntag po sa tanan ng mga participants karon sa atong activity. I prepared a message here, and I'm going to raise for para wala tayong ma-miss, no? We in the local government unit of Kauswagan and our local school board is doing our very best to deliver quality education services to all our students. Hence, this pandemic could not stop us from finding ways and means to continue our efforts without frustrating the hope of our young generations. To this reason, we prioritize digitized literacy program under the distance learning system to protect you from, or to protect us from this pandemic without jeopardizing the future of our students. From our share from the real property tax, we all allocated the bulk of it in the procurement of electronic gadgets, like, for example, electronic tablets, laptops for the teachers, and installation of CCTVs for the security in the schools, and installation also of Wi-Fi system in all public schools, so that the teachers and students could easily connect and see themselves in these electronic gadgets. This is an investment that we, the teachers, the parents, and students shall take care properly. As much as we could, I and all the members of the local school board, with our teachers, our parents, and classmates, will work hand in hand to complete what is vital and necessary in achieving quality education in Kauswagan, with a goal to achieve more than 100% literacy and quality education rate. My only request to all is to take good care of these electronic gadgets. This is an investment. It connects education in all levels. The technology that we will be using is one of its kind, and perhaps the only distance learning technology in Lanao del Norte that will be used only in Kauswagan, Lanao del Norte. This will boost the learning methodology and ease the burdens of teachers who will prepare electronic modules in lieu of paper modules that needs printing all the time. And at the end, I would like to congratulate all the teachers in the Kauswagan School District, the administrator, our school teachers, our parents and teachers of the Marcela Mabanta High School, and all other high schools and elementary schools. Let us use this instrument as a tool for quality education during this time of challenges and help one another to achieve our goals so that someday the narrative of education in Kauswagan is a model of hope and excellence for the future of this young generation. Daghang salamat sa opportunity for being able to say this morning. Thank you, Gob. Thank you, SDS Eddie. And thank you for listening, mga participants this morning.
Thank you, Mayor. Salamat kayo. Salamat kayo, Mayor. Salamat kayo.
Thank you. You're welcome.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to our mayor, the municipality of Kauswagan, Honorable Romel Kagoko Arnado. Thank you so much, Mayor. Mabuhay po kayo. And now let us hear a message of a parent to his fellow parents. Here is our president of the Division Federated PTA. Let's all welcome Sir Romeo J. Alahas. We're having some technical issues of playing the video of our president of the Division Federated PTA. So we'll move to a learner's message to fellow learners from a president of the Division Federated SSG. Let's all welcome Queenie Joy Kabatingan.
A pleasant morning to everyone. My respect to our Regional Director of DepEd Region 10, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot, CESO 3, to our Provincial Governor, Honorable Imelda Angking Quebranza de Mapuro, to our Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Edalberto L. Oplenaria, CESO 5, to our DepEd officials, parents, teachers, local government units, and other guests who are in attendance. Again, good morning. We were all caught off guard by the COVID-19 that beset us. It is a virus that swept across the globe, claimed millions of lives, hence affected the stability of every nation in all aspects. The said disease is indeed an unprecedented variable that changed the normal course of our lives, a change that we never see coming. We could not deny the fact that this pandemic is leaving a huge impact in our country. A lot of Filipinos are now jobless and struggling. Some are even clueless on where to find the resources that they need to support their basic necessities. With our current situation, we are all challenged to adopt the new normal in almost all areas of our lives, may it be in health, economy, and education. As a person and as a learner, I feel anxious of what will happen next. I could not help but worry about how we are going to continue our education and how will most of the students deal with the seemingly abrupt change in the education system. Let's be realistic. Not everyone has the means to meet the demands brought by this pandemic, and for some, education is at the least of their concern. However, I know that our government, especially the Department of Education, has prepared contingency plans to alleviate and respond to the impact of this COVID-19 on the education system and on the lives of the learners. It must have been hard for them to think of ways on how we, the students, be able to continue our education without compromising our health. To my fellow students, I understand that you feel scared and uncertain of what the future holds amidst these trying times. Nevertheless, I would like to say only three things. First, be prepared. I am in no position to tell you not to worry, but I want all of us to become physically, emotionally, and mentally prepared. The opening of classes this year is far from what we have expected, and definitely a lot harder, not just for us, but for our parents and teachers as well. I know that you have your doubts and reservations with how the things are going. However, I know that if we are able to prepare ourselves beforehand, the process will be at least bearable and easier. Second, be disciplined. In a battle where we couldn't see our enemy, the least that we can do is follow whatever it is that the government tells us. Let us stick to the rules and avoid bending them for fun. Let us understand the gravity of the situation, for we are putting a lot of lives in line in this battle. Lastly, be optimistic. In a world where everything seems to be in haywire, we should never lose hope. Should things get difficult, we can always choose whether we turn our backs on them or hold the bull by the horn with a positive attitude. Positive thoughts would help us stay calm, directed, and focused. And it's better if we choose to do the latter. Let us pacify ourselves and never think that there's no way out of this crisis. These three things, be prepared, be disciplined, and be optimistic, are just words at one glance. Yet, if we'll take them by the heart, indeed, will make a big difference that will help everyone during this crisis. Fellow learners, parents, and teachers, we must always remember that us Filipinos, we are resilient and strong by nature. We can always welcome changes in the things that we got used to. The kind of setup that we are experiencing is just temporary and won't last long, for things will hopefully be back to the way they used to be. Keep safe, everyone. Stay healthy and trust in the Almighty Father. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queenie Joy Kabatingan, our president of the Division Federated SSG. A learner having a message to her fellow learners. Our health is of paramount importance, which is why we need to overcome this difficult time with a positive attitude for one's own sake and for others. Thank you so much, Queenie Joy, for your positive attitude toward our distance learning. And now, friends, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome once again the president of the Division Federated PTA to give a message to his fellow parents. Let's all welcome Sir Romeo J. Alahas.
The Regional Director of the Department of Education, Dr. Art Bayukot, School Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto L. Oplinaria, the district supervisors, principal, stakeholders, teachers, parents, PTA officers, good morning. The Department of Education Division of Lanao del Norte will conduct a simultaneous virtual launching of the opening classes 2020-2021. That the theme for this celebration, Handang Isip, Handang Bukas. This occasion strengthening the Department of Advocacy campaign to ensure that the all learners, parents, teachers, and staff, stakeholders, and the rest of the community are informed and all the efforts and together engage of these significant efforts. In this condition that we are also very thankful to the provincial government, Honorable Anding Provincia de Mapuro, the provincial governor, and also the municipal officials that they are very supportive of this program with the Department of Education. So sa mga ginikanan isip sa ka-presidente sa Division of Lanao del Norte sa usab sa Lanao Norte Comprehensive High School isip PTA President, ako nagahangyo gayud nga ato suportahan ang mga programa sa Department of Education nga diin bisan gani sa taliwala nining pagsulay o banta nining atong kunta nga dili ato makita nga kining ginaingon nga COVID-19 pandemic. coronavirus. O ang atong presidente ningkamot gayud si Presidente Duterte ningkamot gayud postro gayud ang opening sa klase tungod kay para ni sa atong kalabuan sa atong mga kabataan. Kay gani bisan pa niini naningkamot gayud sila nga makatabang gayud aron pag palambo sa atong mga kabataan. O maayong manini usa ka stakeholders ato din tabangan ng atong mga kabataan mga programa ato din suportahan. Daghang salamat ug may buntag. The Regional Director of the Department of Education, Dr. Art Bayukot, School Division Superintendent.
Thank you so much, our President of the Division Federated PTA, Sir Romeo J. Alas. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we will hear messages coming from Undersecretaries of the Department of Education. First up, we have the Undersecretary for Planning, Human Resource, and Organizational Development and Field Operations, Department of Education, Sir Jesus Lorenzo R. Mateo, to be followed by a message coming from our Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Sir Justdado M. San Antonio, and from our Undersecretary for Finance, Ma'am Annalyn M. Sevilla.
Maayong buntag sa tanan sa Region 10. Salamat kaayo for the invitation to be part of the Regional Simultaneous pre-launching activities. I take this as an opportunity to virtually reach out to the men and women of Region 10 as well as to the family, DepEd family and stakeholder. Alam nyo, itong mga ginagawa natin can be compared to a marathon race. In the US, one of the famous annual marathon races is the Boston Marathon that is held during September this month. The route of this marathon covers 26 miles or 42 kilometers, composed of sometimes hilly and sometimes flat terrain. The most challenging stretch of the race takes place in a series of 4 hills called Newton Hills. This is the last stretch before the racers reach the finish line. The last and steepest of the 4 hills is the legendary Heartbreak Hill, where many races have been won and lost. So close to the finish line already, but after running for several miles, every inch of incline can feel like a mountain to a tired runner's legs. I'd like to say that we are at the Heartbreak Hill in our race towards the opening of classes on Monday, October 5. That's about a week from now. Participating in series of webinars, online trainings, online meetings, online consultation has really been challenging as well as exhausting. Add to that are the reports that need to be prepared and submitted to our chiefs, to our supervisors, superintendents, stakeholders, even regional directors. For that, thank you and I commend you for the hard work and dedication to serve. Let us thank our partners and stakeholders in our communities for supporting and accompanying us in this race. But let us not lose sight of what this race is for, of our goal at the finish line, and that is to ensure that education and learning continues amidst all of these challenges, amidst this pandemic. Like what the Secretary Liling always mentioned, education cannot wait. Let us also be reminded that after reaching the finish line to the school opening, another marathon is bound to begin for all of us. And you know what? This is hurdling the challenge of delivering accessible and quality education through various modalities and approaches under the new normal. Remember that the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan is anchored on the Sulong Edukalidad. Before I end, let me greet in advance our teachers a happy World Teachers Day. Congratulations to all. Please, please, I beg of you, stay healthy, protect yourself, protect others. So please, observe safety protocols and wear your masks. God bless all of you.
I joined the DepEd Region 10 officials, ably headed by RD Art Bayokot, and my fellow leaders for learning, the 14 schools division superintendents, in welcoming our learners back to school. I know COVID-19 time has given us lots of challenges so that we can make sure that the learners, the youngsters, we have committed to serve, to nurture into becoming productive Filipinos should be done without fail. We all have exerted a lot of effort in designing a contextualized learning continuity plan that is relevant to the needs of every learner. My fellow teachers, as we carry on with our new roles as facilitators of learning for these COVID-19 times, I know your high level of professionalism and commitment will guide you and drive you to give your best. To my fellow leaders for learning, the superintendents, principals, supervisors, I know our job is also as challenged as the jobs of the other stakeholders of education. But your commitment, your innovativeness, your passion for excellence will make sure that in this effort we will succeed. To the parents of the learners, our new roles also require that we will be more engaged in the academic lives of our children. Be assured that when a parent provides support to the child learns best. And our learners, as I said, welcome back. We will take care of you. We will make sure you are ready so that you can achieve the kind of future you all have dreamed of. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. God bless.
Maayong adlaw, DepEd Normin. Any engagement with you, such as this simultaneous free launching of the opening of the school year 2020-2021 in all of the 14 school division offices of Region 10, is always a privilege and an opportunity. It is a privilege because I will be speaking before our DepEd family in Northern Mindanao and to our valued learners, parents, partners from both government and non-government organizations, the media, and other stakeholders. It is likewise an opportunity to express our sincere gratefulness to all of you for your overwhelming cooperation and support all these years, which have been greatly contributed to the immense successes of DepEd Normin in particular and the department at large. This is also an opportunity for us in the executive department to assure everyone of the department's genuine efforts to deliver its mandates. Especially in these times of the COVID-19 pandemic, the department has been closely coordinating with the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases, or the IATF-EID, and of course with the Department of Health. This is to ensure that all our initiatives and activities are in accordance with the prescribed health and safety protocols. #Angkop na proteksyon. Under the competent leadership of our Honorable Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, the department is determined to pursue the opening of the school year 2020-2021 amidst the perceived threats of the pandemic. As what the good secretary has been consistently saying, education must continue even in times of crisis, whether it may be a calamity, disaster, emergency, quarantine, or even war. This is simply because education cannot wait, especially for our dear learners whose future we have to prepare for and to ensure. This is the #patuloy na edukasyon. To this day, the COVID-19 pandemic has continuously haunted our operations. When this pandemic will end is something we cannot tell. This scenario, therefore, reminds us that anything can happen and that we have to be vigilant in addressing current, emerging, and possible problems. And as one DepEd or one Department of Education, we are one together in this. Just like our Sulong Edukadad advocacy, we will accept all the challenges that will come along the way. We move forward and continue quality education for our learners. And this is our #mabisang aksyon. DepEd Normin, you are in good hands with our Regional Director Art Bayocot and ARD Victor de Gracia as your leaders, along with your equally competent superintendents. You will surely continue to radiate your light and show the way for the learners. Finally, please join us on October 5 for the national kickoff of the school year 2020-2021. Let me also take this chance to greet our teachers a happy World Teachers Day and an advanced Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Congratulations again, RD Art Bayocot, ARD de Gracia, and to all our SDS in the Northern Mindanao. Ingat kayo palagi at mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you so much, Yusek Annalyn M. Sevilla, Yusek Justado M. San Antonio, and Yusek Jesus Lorenzo R. Mateo. Let's also listen to messages coming from our Undersecretary for Legal Services, Attorney Josephine G. Maribojo, Undersecretary and Chief of Staff, Office of the Secretary, Attorney Nepomuceno A. Malaluan, and our Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs, External Partnerships, and Project Management Service, Tonicito M.C. Omali, Esquire. Please bear with us as we're having some technical issues in playing the videos from our undersecretaries, Attorney Josephine G. Maribojoc, Attorney Nepomuceno A. Malaluan, and Undersecretary Tonicito M.C. Omali. After these messages, the final message coming from our Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, we will have an open forum. Our SDS, ASTS, our chiefs, Administrative Officer 5, and the Division Office personnel of the CID, SGOD, and OSDS are all ready to answer your questions and queries and clarifications regarding the opening of classes. Again, we'll be having an open forum after the messages.
Magandang araw po sa ating Magandang araw po sa Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Sa mahalagang araw ng pagbubukas ng klase sa mga paaralan, Binibigyang pugay po natin ang ating mga guro at ibang kawani ng DepEd, mga magulang, mga katuwang natin sa pag-aaral ng bata, kabilang na ang local governments, national government agencies, mga international at local organizations, at higit sa lahat, ang mga bata at mag-aaral na magiting na yinayakap ang school year 2020-2021. Karapat-dapat lamang po na sa gitna ng COVID-19, patuloy po nating hubugin ang ating kabataan sapagkat iyan ay kanilang karapatan. Itinuturo po sa atin ng COVID-19 pandemic kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng pagiging isang komunidad o pamayanan, kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng pagkakaugnay-ugnay natin sa isa't isa. Dahil malinaw po na sa ating laban sa COVID-19, hindi po tayo ligtas hanggang hindi ligtas ang lahat. Iyan po mismong komunidad na iyan ang nasa likod ng isang matagumpay na learning continuity plan na magsisigurong patuloy na matatamasa ng mga bata ang kanilang karapatan sa pag-aaral habang itinataguyod ang karapatan ng lahat sa kalusugan. Pinapasalamatan po ng DepEd ang lahat ng mga kasama, katulong at katuwang natin sa pagpapatupad ng dekalidad at ligtas na edukasyon. Tunay ngang ang ibig sabihin ng LCP ay hindi lamang Learning Continuity Plan, kundi Learning Community Plan. At ngayon, binibigyang buhay po na natin ang ating mga plano. Hindi po kaila na marami po tayong kakaharaping hamon at hirap sa school year 2020. Ngunit sa gabay at pagtanaw ng napakalinaw na 2020 vision to uphold the best interest of the child, we will prevail together. Tayo po ay magtatagumpay, alang-alang sa at kasama ang mga bata sa pagpapatupad ng kanilang karapatan sa edukasyon. Ang bata ang nasa sentro ng lahat ng ating ginagawa sa DepEd at sa edukasyon. Bata-bata, karapatan mo tungkulin ko, tungkulin ng bawat isa sa amin na kumakalinga sa iyo. At sa panahon ngayon, ang panawagan mo, isulong karapatan ng mga bata sa panahon ng pandemya. Sa tunay na diwa ng bayanihan, kapit kamay po tayong lahat, nakatatanda man o bata, sa pagtaguyod ng karapatan ng bata. Pagsumikapan po natin ng lubos na maranasan pa rin ng mga bata ang kaligayahan ng pagkatuto, ng pag-aaral at ng pagiging bata sa gitna ng mahirap na panahon ng pandemya. Alalahanin po natin, minsan lamang po sila magiging bata. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw sa ating lahat. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. For the past 7 months, the entire Department of Education has been working double time to ensure that learning shall continue for our learners. Through the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or BELCP, the whole of DepEd has worked together to make sure our learners will have access to learning opportunities in these volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous times. On behalf of Secretary Leonor Magtolis-Briones and the whole Central Office, we commend and recognize your efforts in creating systems of learning across localized and contextualized modalities. You have shown ingenuity in your efforts to adapt to the needs and capacities of your school communities. Our officials, our teachers, our school leaders and personnel have been on top of things, undertaking preparations and forging partnerships with LGUs and other stakeholders to create opportunities for equitable and safe access to learning resources. Parents and guardians have shown that they are truly our partners in supporting the education of the next generation. The Filipino spirit of bayanihan has been very evident in these trying times. Ang pagbubukas ng school year 2020-2021
ay tagumpay nating lahat. It has not been easy, it will not be easy, but it will all be worth it. As Region 10 kicks off the start of classes, remember that all the work you have put in is for the future of our children and our country. Salamat sa mga bayaning guro at pamunuan ng DepEd sa ating mga rehiyon, dibisyon at mga paaralan. Sama-sama tayo sa ligtas na pagsulong ng edukalidad. Handang isip, handang bukas.
Sa ngalan po ng inyong kagawaran ng edukasyon, ng ating pong kalihim, Leonor Liling Magtolis Briones, lahat po ng bumubuo ng ating executive committee, lahat po ng ating mga undersecretaries, assistant secretaries. Ito po ang inyong pangalawang kalihim, Tony Umali, kasama po ng ating external partnership service na bumabati po sa ating Region 10 DepEd family. Pangunguna po ng ating pinakamamahal Regional Director Art Bayokot, ARD Victor De Gracia, at aking mga boss sa usapin po ng partnership, Ginoong Myron Talosig, Miss Jean Loquiliano, at lahat po ng ating mga guro, pati na rin ang hindi gurong kawani ng Region 10 at lahat po ng 14 schools division offices na bumubuo ng DepEd Region 10. Mabuhay po kayo. Binabati ko po kayo dito po sa inyong pre-launching activity ng ating school opening na gagawin na po natin sa Lunes, October 5. Ngayong araw pong ito, napakaganda nito pong ating ginagawa na aktibidad na ito, paghahanda para po sa unang araw ng pasukan sa Lunes, school year 2020 to 2021. Ito pong ating pinaghihirapan, pangunguna po ng ating Ma'am Liling Briones, pagkasa nitong ating pong tinatawag na Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, pagpaplano, pagpapatupad ng various learning distance modalities nating tinatawag, pagdadala ng ating self-learning modules, pagkuha mula sa paaralan, kung hindi kakayanin, dadalhin sa barangay, kung hindi pa rin kakayanin, dadalhin sa tahanan ng ating mga anak, online or internet-based learning, radio or TV-based instruction, or pati na rin po yung ating tinatawag na homeschooling as an alternative delivery mode. Lahat po ito mula enrollment, ngayon po ilang araw na lamang, pasukan na, pagpapatupad nitong ating Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. Napakahalaga po nito. Ito pong ginagawa natin para masiguro na maging mahusay at maayos ang ating unang araw ng pasukan. Sa tulong po ng hindi lamang ng ating pamilyang DepEd Region 10 family, kung hindi po ng ating mga partners sa Region 10, kasama po ang mga partners natin sa schools division offices po natin, sa lahat po ng ating mga paaralan. Tayo po ay nakasisiguro na ang ating pangarap na ang edukasyon maski sa gitna ng pandemyang ito ay maaaring magpatuloy. Muli, binabati ko po ang ating DepEd Region 10 family. Mabuhay po kayo. Ngayon pong October 5, atin pong ipagdiriwang din ang National Teachers Day, World Teachers Day. Mabuhay po ang ating gurong Filipino. Mabuhay po ang kabataang Filipino. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you so much, Yusek Josephine G. Maribojo, Yusek Nepomuceno A. Malaluan, and Yusek Tunisito MC Umali. Before we proceed to the next set of messages from our undersecretaries, I would like to congratulate all the participants. We have reached a total of 5,535 participants in our lunching today. Thank you so much for participating. And later in our open forum, please be reminded that we are going to answer all of your queries and clarifications. Go to www.menti.com. Menti is spelled as MENTI. Again, that's www.menti.com. And you're going to use the code 3996272. Please jot it down in your notebooks or your papers right there in your home, in the comfort of your homes or offices. Our code for our open forum later is 3996272. Don't you worry, we are going to flash the code on screen in our YouTube live streaming. Again, go to www.menti.com. Menti is spelled as MENTI for our open forum. Thank you. At this juncture, we will hear messages coming from our Undersecretary for Field Operations, Bureau of Human Resources and Organizational Development, USEC Rivsi A. Escobedo, and from our Undersecretary for Administrative Service, Department of Education, USEC Alain del Bustamante Pascua. Again, I would like to remind everybody to log in to www.menti.com. Menti is spelled as MENTI, www.menti.com, and use the code 3996272. Again, 3996272. And please answer the question flashed on your screen. By the way, we are going also to flash the code in our live streaming YouTube channel, DepEd LDN TV. And we're also reading all your comments. We're reading comments coming from Puuna Piagapo, Munay, and all the other districts. And also we have participants coming from the private schools. Thank you so much for participating. Right now, we have a total of 5,648 participants. That's a number for our simultaneous launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021.
My warmest greetings to our regional and schools division officials, teachers, non-teaching personnel, and guests to this momentous activity. Ika nga ng matatanda, gaano man kahaba ang prosesyon, ay sa simbahan din ang tuloy. Matagal man tayo naghintay ng pagbubukas ng klase, ay abot kamay na natin ang pagbubukas ng school year 2020-2021. Tuloy ang pag-aaral ng ating mga kabataan. After months of planning and preparation, our numerous balik-eskwela activities and learning continuity plan preparations have concluded with flying colors. This would not have been possible without the splendid work of all schools division offices in your region, the entire staff of the regional office, and of course, the unwavering support of our parents, guardians, local officials, and various partners in education. Most of all, this would not have been possible without the patience and enthusiasm of our learners. Despite the changes our country has faced during this pandemic, your efforts have created an opportunity for our learners to access the quality education they deserve. Naging posible ang imposible. Naging magaan ang dating mabigat na gawain. Higit sa lahat, hindi tayo bumitaw sa tungkulin na paglingkuran ang ating mag-aral at sambayanan sa kabila ng mga pagsubok, agam-agam, pagdududa at mga batikos. The past 7 months under a state of public health emergency has changed the lives of every Filipino. Every one of us has changed. Every one of us has experienced the need to adjust to the circumstances, toughen up to the struggles, and be more patient with the changing tides. Yet, these struggles did not stop us from rising above. Our frontliners in education have been working day and night to deliver quality education in every household. We see our DepEd teachers, non-teaching personnel, parents, and other partners rising to the occasion in distributing and facilitating distance and blended learning education. Along with our partners in education, the department has adapted to the pandemic and will continue to raise our country up through education. Since the implementation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, the department has launched various programs to address the major challenges of our community, such as health and safety, implementation of learning modalities, mental health and psychosocial support, and training of learning facilitators. Localizing all these initiatives in a span of a few months is very difficult and indeed very challenging. But your DepEd Regional Office has proven to be one of the most consistent and well-performing regions in the country. As early as August, the region was prepared to distribute over tens of millions of printed self-learning modules to learners in every household. With your contribution to the modular distance learning, over 600 million self-learning modules have now been distributed nationwide. At the same time, with the support of local officials and partners, our learners have more opportunities to supplement their learning through locally developed TV, radio, and online instruction. Finally, the region was able to produce a huge number of trained teachers and parents who are ready to facilitate distance learning for our learners. How wonderful it is to see a DepEd community that imbibes the passion for education and the strong bayanihan spirit we all aspire to have. With this, the Department of Education salutes your service to our people. Your efforts make up a big part of the department's mission to provide a bright future for our learners, even during these times. It truly takes a country to raise our learners, and I am sure that you will continue showing us what it means to raise our future Filipino leaders. We must continue to tread onward and upward for our nation, but we can only do this as one DepEd family, one DepEd community. Let us continue to keep our bayanihan spirit burning and our love for our country never ending. Mahaba man ang ating lalakbayin patungo sa landas ng dekalidad na edukasyon, mananatili sa bawat himaymay ng ating kamalayan ang paglilingkod para sa sambayanan. Kapit lang, kapwa ko lingkod bayan. Kapit lang, kapwa ko DepEd. Lahat ng ating ginagawa ay para sa kinabukasan ng ating mga anak at sa susunod pang henerasyon. Maraming salamat at mabuhay.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. As we formally open classes for school year 2020-2021, sinisiguro natin na magpapatuloy ang edukasyon sa Pilipinas, even in the face of a pandemic. Nangyari na ito noon, marami na tayong hinarap na mga krisis gaya ng matinding bagyo, baha at iba pang kalamidad. We have been challenged by conflict in Marawi, earthquakes in Davao, and eruption of Taal volcano. Yet we made sure that education continued. Itong COVID-19 pandemic ay isa na namang krisis na dapat nating harapin ng sama-sama bilang isang bansa. As we all continue to do our best to deliver education services in the new normal, huwag tayong magpahilap pababa sa mga kritisismo at negatibong pag-iisip. Rather, let us be fueled by our commitment to the nation's youth to reach them and educate them saan man sila matatagpuan through whatever means that can be made available for them. Let us all rise up to the challenges and look beyond the pandemic towards a brighter and safer future for all. Kakaiba ang school year 2020-2021. Bukod sa Oktubre ang simula natin at hindi yung usual na June opening, nasa mga bahay tayong lahat, hindi sa mga paaralan. Hindi yung dating face-to-face ang ating gagawin, yung nandun tayong lahat sa classroom, kundi bagkus ay teaching and learning at home tayong lahat gamit ang online connectivity para sa DepEd Commons, DepEd TV at DepEd Radio at yung self-learning modules o mga printed materials na dadalhin sa mga tahanan. Blended learning ang tawag natin ngayon dyan. Hindi lamang isang klase, kundi iba't ibang mga modules. Sa school year na ito, makikita nyo si ma'am at si sir. Di lamang sa mga eskwelahan tulad ng dati, makikita na rin natin sila sa DepEd TV, mapapakinggan sa DepEd Radio, makakausap sa mga online platforms at sa cellphones. Hindi lang libro ang gagamitin natin ngayon tulad ng dati, kundi mga printed modules at worksheets at mga downloadable materials sa DepEd Commons. Kaya't welcome sa school year 2020-2021. Halina't mag-aral. Mabuhay kayong lahat and may we have a safe and successful school year ahead of us.
Thank you so much, Yusek Rivsi A. Escobedo and Yusek Elaine del Bustamante Pascua. As our parents will troop to our respective schools and as our learners will wait for their modules next week, I know that all of us, parents, teachers, school administrators, division office personnel, local government units, national government agencies, NGOs, partners from public and private sectors, and other stakeholders join hand in preparing all of our learners for this new normal of education. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for her message to all of us, let's all welcome our Secretary of the Department of Education, Secretary Leonor Magtoles Briones.
On behalf of the Department of Education, and on my own, of course, on behalf also of our parents, our supporters, our officials, civic organizations, as well as individuals, our political leaders and supporters, we are truly honored and we welcome each and every one of the 24 million learners all over the country to this historic opening of classes for school year 2020 and 2021. For the past few months, our world has been filled with uncertainties as we face this unforeseen and hidden enemy. But each day brings new knowledge. Each day brings new solution. But at the same time, each day brings new challenges as well, new problems and new complications. The results and the impact of COVID-19, for example, cannot be measured only in terms of pesos and centavos. The greatest impact, of course, is on the learnings of our children, which have been postponed and which have been disrupted. We have the problem of physical distances or the quarantine. as a major part of the COVID-19 containment, and it has disrupted all operations of the sectors of the economy. In the context also of COVID-19, the concern over basic education is the magnitude of moving, congregating learners, teachers, and education personnel nationwide, because we are not only counting thousands or hundreds of thousands of people and of learners, but we count them by the millions and by the billions. And so this has been a great challenge to all of us. Basic education, as all of us know, directly accounts for nearly 30 million individuals. At this time, more than 24 million are formally enrolled, but we have the staff, we have the teachers, and we have, of course, the parents themselves, involving 61,923 schools, and not counting even the ancillary services supporting the education system, including transport, food, books, uniforms, and other services. The government right now is spending approximately 32.9 billion every month for salaries and some administrative costs, even as we are still preparing for the opening of school. And so we have not been spared from the impacts of the pandemic. Aside from the disruptive effect of pandemic on our educational system, we also need to consider the impact on the economy as well. Our enrollment from private school learners has been negatively affected, primarily because many of those who have jobs and have lost such jobs cannot support their children anymore in private schools. This has resulted in massive migration of learners from the public school, from the private schools, to the public schools, as well as migration of teachers also. And this has been a very difficult challenge for us to balance, because the Constitution provides for the provision both of public and private education as complementary to each other. But as we continue to confront the issues brought about by the pandemic, by the economy, and the varied impacts, we continue to repeat endlessly our call that no matter what happens, and I said this at the United Nations General Assembly, learning must continue and education cannot wait. Our children cannot wait. We cannot afford a delay of even 6 months to 1 year of the learning process, because we all know that the damage would be incalculable. This is why immediately after the government announced the series of community quarantines starting last March, we were instructed to close down our schools. After so much debate in the cabinet, as well as among our local governments who are our major supporters. The first thing that we did when classes were closed for the last academic year was that we wanted learning to continue. And we were determined to continue the learning process, pandemic or no pandemic, disruption of the economy or no disruption at all. And so we developed the learning continuity program. We spent a few months debating among ourselves as to how we can continue the process of learning and also continue bringing in children to the fold of the educational system, even as all these disruptions were going on. And so we have these following principles. Our first consideration is to protect the health, the safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel, and prevent the further transmission of COVID-19. Our President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, has been very firm and has put this forward as his non-negotiable stance insofar as the opening of classes are concerned. Health, safety, and well-being of teachers, of learners, and of personnel. Second is to ensure continuity of learning. We all know that even 2 months, 3 months of delays in the learning process will have incalculable damage. Third, we also had to make sure or to facilitate the safe return of our learners and teachers to school when face-to-face classes will already be allowed by our president. Fourth, and this is very, very important, we want to be sensitive to equity considerations. The shift to other methodologies of learning, the shift to other approaches of transmission of learning has strong equity considerations in terms of requirements of facilities, of tools, of books, and gadgets which are necessary to facilitate such shift and change. And finally, we have to link and bridge our original pre-COVID policy of pivoting to quality. Even as we decided to continue the learning process, we also are determined to hold on to our policy of educalidad or quality education. And so we agreed on the blended learning approach to the transmission of learning to our children. Blended learning is not exactly new. It's not a new invention. It's not created by this administration in the Department of Health. This has been going on for decades and has been introduced for quite some time in education. The difference is that greater emphasis now is on the blended aspect. The difference is that while blended learning always includes face-to-face sessions with the students, this time, for this particular period, we are introducing blended learning without the face-to-face component. And of course, this is a challenge for us. Therefore, we would like to express our appreciation to the 24 million learners, some of whom have been writing me and telling me, Secretary, these are the 9-year-olds, the 8-year-olds saying, Secretary, I want to go back to school. I want to be in a class again. To the parents, perhaps easily 48 to 50 million parents who accept the fact and who are urging us to continue teaching our learners. To the government, especially our president, who promised to even scrape the bottom of the financial barrel, if only to support all our initiatives for blended learning, except face-to-face at this time. To the legislature, which is now looking very carefully at the budget of the Department of Education and finding ways to support all our efforts. To the various institutions, international, local, who have given their help, their advice, and their encouragement. To civic organizations of professionals, of concerned citizens who have nonetheless continued their tradition of giving aid to our efforts in the Department of Education. And most important of all, the parents. And even equally important, the people, the individuals in the Department of Education family, starting with our teachers who have articulated again and again that the reason why they are teaching is to serve the country, to serve the learners. The reason why they are staying is not necessarily for material reasons. They're staying because they're concerned about our learners. All of us want to continue the process of education for the sake of our learners. And we thank not only, in addition to our teachers, to our staff, we also thank our officials in the Department of Education, who for the past 6 months have been working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, lacking in sleep, continually meeting, continually exchanging experiences, trying out new approaches, coming out with also many strategies, because right now there is no one size which fits all. The approach of the schools differ one from the other, and I thank all of them for coming together, for bearing with all the challenges, because our children need to be supported. And so, as we open another school year, a historic school year, a victorious school year, because in spite of all the pressures to discontinue the learning process, in spite of all the criticisms, the curses, the screams, and the shouts, 24 million learners still want to go to school. 50 million parents still want their children to go to school. And 900,000 teachers want to stay and continue teaching our learners, as well as hundreds of thousands of staff of the Department of Education who have pushed themselves to the limit during the past few months to come out with appropriate responses and solutions to these challenges. And of course, we are also consumed by fear, because who does not fear COVID? Who does not fear a double-digit downturn in the economy? But to cite a short quote from one of my very favorite books, which is June, which is coming out by Frank Herbert, which is coming out in a movie soon. The fear is there, but beyond fear itself, destiny awaits. Our destiny is an educated people, educated learners, and a great nation and country. Thank you.
There you have it, friends, ladies and gentlemen, our Secretary of the Department of Education, the Honorable Leonor Magtoles Briones. And now let's have our slideshow presentation of some pictures. As you can see, friends, ladies and gentlemen, we can see at our presentation the distribution of face masks. We have our SDS, Adalberto Oplinaria, together with our ASDS, Ma'am Rosemary Tolod Macesar, and with our SGOD Chief, Dr. Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin, distributing the face masks. Thank you to our Provincial Governor, the Honorable Imelda Anging Quebranza de Maporo, for providing the face masks to the division of Lanao del Norte. Of course, not to forget, we would like to acknowledge all the support, the all-out support of Mayor Romel Arnado of the municipality of Kauswagan for the provision of the gadgets for our learners in the municipality of Kauswagan. And thank you for taking the time to be with us in our simultaneous launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021. Of course, our provincial governor of the province of Lanao del Norte. Thank you so much, Madam Gov. Honorable Imelda Anging Quebranza de Maporo. Thank you so much for your participation and, of course, for your time to be with us in our simultaneous launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021. So, friends, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in our open forum time. I'd like you to log into www.menti.com. Menti is spelled as MENTI. Again, log in to www.menti.com and use the code 3996272. The code is being flashed right now at our live stream. You just go to YouTube and then you can see also in our DepEd LDN or Lanao del Norte Facebook page, DepEd Lanao del Norte Facebook page, for you to see the code that we are using for our open forum. The code is 3996272. Again, that's 3996272. We have one question here coming from our participant. The question is, will there be still 4-day duty and 1-day work from home arrangement per division memo number 3050 of 2020, starting October 5 for the teachers? Again, will there still be 4-day duty and 1-day work from home arrangement starting October 5 for the teachers? I'd like to pose this question to our top management. What's your answer for this, sir, ma'am?
Please read again the question, Jong.
Sir, the question is, will there be still 4-day duty and 1-day work from home arrangement per DepEd Division Memo number 3050 of 2020, starting October 5 for teachers? Sir.
Okay. As of now, the civil service instruction of the for the work week is still on. But given that we are now conducting classes, I would like to emphasize to our teachers that we are in a learning modality, meaning the way we conduct our work is no longer the same as we conduct it before, Monday to Friday. Okay? So meaning we are not expected to be in school every day, but remember the modality that you choose, in managing the class, the learning of our children will still require you to work. Example, if you opt to conduct your class online, you can do that at home. Okay, so if you are working at home, meaning does it mean that you will not work 1 day in a week because you are supposed to report to office, report to school only 4 days in a week? Well, the definition is not that way, meaning even if it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but you are in your respective residence, then you can do the work to continue the mission of educating our children. Okay. Then also, I would like to continue the question. What about those 60 years old, no, and above? Those people with comorbidities, are they still required to work? Yes, of course. But for them to report to school every day, that is something that the school head should understand. Again, the reason why I keep on telling you that we have to make use of other learning modalities is to ensure that work continues even if teachers are not reporting to school. You can do your work in teaching our children in your respective houses. Okay? I hope I am clear on that. We cannot run away from our responsibility of teaching our children, especially this time. Okay? But the point is, as to the question, are the teachers required to report 5 days in a week given the civil service issuance of a 4-day work week? The question is, of course not. No, you need not to report to school, but it doesn't mean to say you will stop teaching just because you are to work only 4 days. The contemplation is for you to continue working at your respective houses because our children has to be continuously guided by you as teachers. Work from home is okay as long as you continue monitoring the learning of our children. I hope that's clear.
Thank you so much, Sir Eddie, for shedding a light on that question and for our arrangement of our duty, especially for our teachers. Okay, before we'll proceed to the next query, I would like to announce that LDN Indakan Dance Troupe is officially included in the International Dance Exchange, sponsored by the National Commission for the Culture and the Arts. So this will be dubbed as DX on Air to be shown every Saturday and Sunday. Our dance troupe is headed by Dr. Rubin Tabar, and our dance troupe belongs to the Mindanao cluster. Again, congratulations to DepEd, LD, and Indakan Dance Troupe for being included in the International Dance Exchange sponsored by the National Commission of the Culture and the Arts. And thank you also to our provincial governor, Madam Angging Quebranza de Maporo. Thank you so much for providing us our snacks for this morning. Thank you so much for Again, for your queries, just log in to www.menti.com. Menti is spelled as MENTI. That's www.menti.com. Use the code 3996272. Again, the code is 3996272. And answer the question we're posting there in our Mentimeter. Again, go to www.menti.com and use the code 3996272. The code is 3996272, and we'll answer your queries right away. We still have 10 more minutes before we'll call it a conclusion of this simultaneous launching of the opening of school year 2020-2021. Again, we're open for all of your clarifications, your queries, questions, please. Kindly raise it at our Mentimeter. Log in to www.menti.com and use the code 3996272. We would like to thank our 5,635 participants, of course, viewing and streaming online. Thank you for your participation in our simultaneous launching. Okay, we have a question regarding the opening of classes. Of course, a teacher is asking, are we going to continue doing our biometric attendance in our biometric, especially on October 5? Sir, ma'am, the question is, are we going to use our biometric attendance?
Okay. I would like to inform the teacher asking the question. Please be reminded of Republic Act 9155. Okay? That's the Basic Education Act. And in a portion of that act stipulates clearly the function of the school head. At this time, the school head is the instructional leader of the school. As regards to your question whether you are mandated to continue the biometric attendance check in your respective school, that is something that your school head will arrange with you. I understand the school head this time knows the real situation in the field, and that is the use of our learning modalities. Meaning, our school head this time has the full authority to check your attendance and to consider your situation, whether the school head will require you every day of your physical presence, given that you are to distribute modules, to check modules, to monitor the TV, monitor the radio station, airing the class programs, because as teachers, you have also to be acquainted of the lessons aired in radio or aired over TV, so that you will be able also to check the learning of your children. Okay? Now, wherever you are going to do that function, whether at home or in school, if you have television sets at home or television sets in the school, then that's enough for your school head to check. So meaning, my final answer to you is the arrangement shall be with you, between you and your school head, because we are now in a learning modality, a new normal of the situation. If you could recall in my message this morning, we are now greatly challenged because we have to operate in a new normal, under a new normal situation, meaning we are not going to do things the way it used to be before. Meaning, bago naman taron, then it is now your school head who has the full authority to manage the learning as an instructional leader, to manage your people as an administrative manager in your respective schools. The arrangement is between you and your school head.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, I hope that is clear for that's teacher who raised that question. I hope that's clear that the arrangement should be between you and your school administrator. But please adhere to the implementing rules and regulations of the Enhanced Basic Education Act, according to our schools division superintendent. Thank you, sir. Any more queries coming from our participants? Since we don't have any more questions right, with our Mentimeter activity that we're doing right now, any final words or acknowledgement or announcement coming from our top management? Sir Eddie, Rosemary?
I would like to give the opportunity first to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Joe.
Okay, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for some announcements and words of encouragement, let's all welcome our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Masasar. Rose. Ma'am
Hello, Sir Giovanni. For the any announcement, is that what you are asking from me? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. SDS
Okay,
Eddie is giving you
so
time.
okay, once again, a happy and blessed Friday to all of us. So please be reminded that on Monday we will be um, having our first meeting with our learners, although it will be virtual, but we will see to it that we really will welcome our learners on that day. So I hope, my dear teachers, you will make your presence be felt to our students on that day, whether virtually or if you want to go to their homes, but of course observing the health protocols, be there during school hours as early as mga around 7 to 7:30, so that they will know that you are there to welcome them and you are excited to um, be with them on for this school year. And of course, I hope that you will give your best, especially now that we are in the new normal and we could not meet our students face to face. So in whatever means that you could communicate with them, whether by texting, calling them, or dropping by their homes every now and then to follow them up, by do that so that you will be able to monitor the progress of their performance in school. Um, and then also um, on Monday at 10:05, exactly 10:05 in the morning, we will be reciting our Teacher's Prayer in celebration of the World Teachers Day. But of course, our official celebration of our World Teachers Day, instead of having it on October 5, officially it was announced that we will have it on October 10, and that would be a Saturday. For details as to what we will do on October 10, give you we will give that to you later. So once again, welcome to the new normal school year 2020-2021. So God bless us all. Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Masesar. Thank you, ma'am. And now for the SDS time announcement and words of encouragement, let's all welcome our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones Oplinaria, CESO 5.
Thank you very much, John. My special thanks also to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Masesar. Our two chief from the Curriculum Implementation Division, Dr. Mary Arlene Carbonera, from the School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Maricar Tumpong Ablin. Also, I would like to appreciate the attendance of our Provincial Governor, Governor Imelda Quebranza de Mapuro. Salamat kay ma'am. Thank you so much for the mask. Nalipay ang mga empleyado dito sa opisina sa mask na imong gihatag dire. Then also, I would like to announce that a few minutes from now, our good governor, Imelda Quebranza de Mapuro, also will give us burger kuno to. Lagi hakot na dito sa Jollibee kay daghan dito kayo. And for our employees, thank you very much, Gob. Nalipay ang mga empleyado sa Jollibee. Burger ni Governor Sato as the support to our kick-off of the opening of the school year. Also, my special appreciation to Mayor Romel Arnado of Oswagan. He really spent time to be with us today. Salamat ko, Mayor, and also for your official support to Kauswagan District. Given that you have given each learner in the district of Kauswagan one tablet each, so that our learner will be convenient and in learning. No? Convenient sila dito, comfortable, and at the same time, we expect a maximum learning for those children, given that they are now using gadgets, no? Gadgets. Thank you very much of that, Mayor. Then also, our PTA Federation official, si Sir Alhas. Thank you so much, sir, for your time sa inyong message. Salamat kayo. And all those officials who spend time with us, giving their messages from our undersecretaries to secretary, regional director Art, and assistant regional director Victor De Gracia, and all other guests who give us their message of support. Then our personnel from the SGOD, Jong, and the rest of the crew, our IT officer, Direct, and his crew, our personnel from the CID, SGOD, and OSDS. Thank you so much for your support in this kick-off of our opening. Again, as I have said in my this morning's affair, when I was given the chance to deliver my inspirational message, we are expecting our teachers to receive some benefits until December. I hope that is enough to inspire each one to continue working for the betterment of our province, for the education of our children. Again, the time is very hard. I understand it is also challenging. I understand the questions. There are only 2 questions, I think, raised in over Mentimeter. And all of these questions, I believe, are coming from our teachers. And in fact, the theme of those questions are very specific. It's about their current situations as teachers, whether they have to report every day, whether they have to continue the biometric. Then I think I have clarified also my answer that, again, we are operating under a new normal. And so, as I have said, we are expected to do things not the same the way we do things before. Meaning, it doesn't mean to say that you have to go to school every day, but the arrangement should be between you and the school head, given that you have also to monitor the learnings of our children in other modalities. In TV, you have also to watch the TV because you should know what the lesson is about, and so that you can also check whether your children are learning. If the modality is on TV-based, radio-based instruction, then you have also to listen to the radio so that you will know what the lesson is all about, and you can check also the learning of our students. If the modality is on self-learning modules, then you have also to check the modules, no, as soon as the learners are already finished in accomplishing the exercises in the modules. So the question is, where are you going to do that work? Well, that is an arrangement between you and your school head, because as I have said, we are now operating under a new normal. But it doesn't mean to say that you will not work in a specific number of day or in a specific day of the week, because again, the concept that we are operating under a new normal. So we have to continue working. But again, the situation is you can do your work even if you are at home. That's why we have the what we call the work from home arrangement. Also, I understand others are also afraid because of the situation that the COVID-19 cases is rising. I am also telling you that I have also a share of that experience. I have been subjected to home quarantine for 2 times na. Wala ko nagsaba ninyo. For 2 times na ko nag-quarantine, only to be informed na layo na ko, so balik na po report. But to tell you frankly, if you are going to ask me how does it feel when I subjected myself to home quarantine, well, I have to tell you, I was sad, no? And to be honest, I was also afraid. But the only option left for me is I have to be strong, because I am the only one here in Lanao. My family is away from me. So I have no other option but to be strong in myself, and I have to continue taking care of myself. But the thinking I have at the time is to continue my work here in Llano del Norte. After all, I am positive that the pandemic that we are suffering now will just come to pass. I am very sure of that. The only thing is it lingers for a while here, given the return of some of our brothers and sisters from other places. We call LSI, and that accordingly, that is one of the reason of the rising cases, no? But nonetheless, we can overcome this crisis if we will help together. But again, we cannot stop from our work as teachers. We have to deliver the deliverables expected of us as educators. We have to deliver the modules. We have to check the learning of our learners because that is the mandate we have in the Department of Education. Further, friends, hope I will be able to see you in your workplace if the situation will warrant. But rest assured, whatever will happen in the division of Llano del Norte, amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, I am here in my office. I'm here to support you, and I will really go out. I have to see you in the actual workplace should situation will warrant. And I'm here to support you, and I'm working also so that whatever benefits, whatever incentives that you need to receive, you have to receive it on time because I am also working double time with our people here in the division office. So long, and I wish you luck. Hope October 5 is a successful day. Remember the information at 10:05 next Monday, we have to recite the teacher's prayer and we will have a virtual flag ceremony. Thank you so much. Jong Jong, my warmest congratulations to you. And also, my special congratulations also to Ruben Tabar. Ruben, thank you very much, Ruben, for leading our Indakan dancers to its present achievement now. And I'm so proud of your Indakan dancers, as I am also proud of all the achievers that we have in the division. Thank you so much. I'm Jong Jong, Mamaricar, all people is GOD, CID, and OSDS. We have to fight it out. Handang isip, handang bukas. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Eddie. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, our schools division superintendent, Dr. Edalberto Leones of Linaria. Our lives may have been tremendously disrupted. Our capacity for resilience have been tested. But here in our Department of Education, our mantra is education must continue. Handang isip, handa bukas. So I wish you everything that gives you hope, courage, comfort, and strength in whatever situation you may find yourselves in. Have a good day ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. God bless us all.